Okay, so this is a beautiful session, A Blissful Sleep, A Creative Mind by Jay-Ann Palomar, a gorgeous human being. I had an extraordinary treatment from her. Even though I'm Australian and based in Australia prior to COVID, I actually traveled to the United States quite often and met lots of Positive Prime members and indeed worked with our professional leaders. But anyway, let's just go here to the dashboard. I've clicked on the dashboard on the top left hand. This is really the area that you want to come to most times. You can actually see that yesterday I watched quite a few sessions, and I did so each of them on maximum speed, and I've watched 3 sessions already this morning. Okay, so up here in the top right hand corner, you'll have the invites area where you can actually invite people. But if you're a brand new person to our community and you have started a trial, you actually have access to everything, which means you can go over here to Coaching Pearls, right? And Coaching Pearls gives you, whoa, wait 1 second. It gives you 365 very short amazing videos that are designed to uplift you, inspire you. They're pieces of wisdom. They're what I would call like these, beautiful pearls of wisdom. And so you just click on whichever page you start watching, and then you can see this one. Most of them are underneath 3 minutes, and they're actually given to us, gifted to all of us by our Positive Prime professional leaders, in this case, a woman by the name of Audrey Weidman. And interestingly enough, let's just say I wanted to see if Audrey actually had a session. I could go up here into the search bar at the top and I could see, oh yes, she does have a session. It's called Heal Your Heart by Audrey Weidman. So I can actually just click on that and go and play the session. Now, as you know, before you start to play, you must always personalize with at least a couple of photographs of your own. So you want to upload any photographs that you think will enhance your experience. But what I can tell you is that it's very, very, very important that you see photographs of yourself and of the people that you care about, you love about. And indeed, you could go to Google Images and you could find images of the people that you would like to meet or the people that you would like to work with. But this is actually a photograph of my mother. This is a photograph of one of my favorite areas of my garden. Of course, this is a photo of me. This is a photo of my beautiful niece. I love oysters. This is a photo of me before I was going to a function, a photo of Cameron. We were actually doing a fancy dress. And then I've got lots of other photographs that I've uploaded. But let's just say that that's all that I do here now, and I press play session. And as soon as I play the session, it actually saves the images that I have selected. All right, so I'm just going to put myself on mute here. So in watching a session, you can speed it up or slow it down. What I would say in the very first instance is try to watch it the very first time on a slower speed. Let's just say speed 1 or 2 or 3. And you can see that back here on speed 1, it's going to take about 60 minutes. Now, let's just say you only have 3 minutes, right? Or 5 minutes. You can actually click here 5 minutes and all 1,000 frames will now be completely reconstructed such that all of them play inside those 5 minutes. But let's just say that you've uploaded 1,000 of your own photographs and your own positive affirmations and goal statements and so forth. Then you'll have 2,000 frames or flashcards appearing inside the reel inside 5 minutes. So it'll go a lot faster at 5 minutes. What it will do is it'll play the entire number of frames inside the amount of time that you give it. Now, you'll see that I've actually overridden the faster or slower because I've actually selected 5 minutes, but I can still go faster, right? This is great, isn't it? So this is how you ostensibly use Positive Prime. And if you go to maximum speed, it'll go super quickly. Alrighty, now, having said that, there are hundreds of sessions, but let's just say Audrey's is one of my favorites. I can go and click on the heart, and down here, this means that I love this session. And so this session will now be over here in my sessions. Should we go and have, as soon as I go and click on anything else, it actually stops it. I feel better, of course I do. Let's go over to my sessions and we'll go down here and you'll see that I just added Audrey Weidman's to my favorite sessions. all of our annual members have the ability to have what's called a super mix. We have super mixes for our subscribers, but your own personal super mix is your favorite session. So let me just go back to the dashboard and I'm going to show you something really interesting. Over here in this drop down menu, there is actually all the sessions that are in your library. Now, sometimes we're gifted sessions by other people, and so therefore we've got many more sessions in our library than is actually what looks like available in the categories. And I'll give you an example of this. In this drop-down menu, there's like super mixes. Let's choose one called Modulating Your Immune System. And you can actually say, look, I've got 10 minutes today, and now I want to watch this session inside 10 minutes. So the super mixes that are only available to our subscribers who are paying the annual amount, they'll actually have access to super mixes, and they're in your drop-down menu. Now, a super mix is at least 5 sessions mixed and merged, combined, right? And so what's going to happen is you're actually going to see, I'm going to go to full screen here, you're going to see there are various different sessions, and I'll see a little bit of one and then a little bit of another and then a little bit of one and then a little bit of another. And so this super mix has Sybils, it has Audrey's, and let's just see if you can see who else's. There is a beautiful session called Heal Your Heart. And you now know. So anyway, let's just go through it a little bit further. And what I love about this, there's Donna Harmony Jones session, by the way, Caring for the Caregiver. I absolutely love her session. This gives you the ability to watch many sessions mixed and merged together, and that's going to bring about more neuroplasticity and neurodiversity. What's happening every single time you watch a Positive Prime session is it's reshuffling the order, right? And so you're actually going to get the brain into a state where it's going to be more creative and it's going to think out of the box because it's seeing different images in different orders. So I could watch this particular session every single day, and every single day the order of all of the frames will have completely randomized. And that is part of the genius of our formula. And I watch these super mixes because it gives me a lot of bang for my buck. There's a lot of value. It means I can have a tiny little bit of, you know, somebody's wisdom, and then a tiny little bit of somebody else's insights, and then a tiny little bit of, you know, somebody else's genius. But there's at least 5 of our Positive Prime authors sessions in each one of these super mixes. And I actually do vary the speed when I watch them. So I will listen to myself. I will feel inside, do I need some slowing down, or do I need some pepping up? Do I actually need to just luxuriate in this, or am I in one of these phases or states where I'm just completely hyper and I'm quite distracted, and then therefore I kind of really need to watch it on a slower speed and just sit and relax and allow myself to absorb it. The super mixes also will give you an insight into how do you actually take on board several people's advice and suggestions and recommendations all in one, and your brain will start to play with all of it and go out and seek evidence to support the messages that are really beneficial to you, that are advantageous to you. And so let's just go back here. And in case you wanted to see the other super mixes, I can go up here and just put super, and I can see there's health is wealth, there's financial mastery, there's modulating your immune system, there's emotional healing, there's a business success super mix, there's a direct sales super mix, I suppose, which is equally as good for people who are involved in network marketing. And also there is your own personal super mix. So after you've been a member for a year, you can actually ask, and this is if you're a monthly member, you can ask Mayumi to create a super mix for you. You can say, hey, these are my 5 favorite sessions. Can you please put them into my own personal super mix? So I actually have, I'm going to go to my sessions. I have a super mix that has 15 sessions mixed and merged in one. It takes a long time for it to load. And it means that I don't need to go and click on lots of different sessions. Yesterday was a bit different. Yesterday, I wanted to actually just sit with each individual session, each individual author, one by one, and be totally present in that particular, I want to say it's an emotional frequency and it's a mental frequency. So I wanted to actually sit with each one of the individual sessions so you can use it as it best fits you. But if you are a subscriber, you have access to everything. So long as you remain a subscriber, you will always be able to access your gallery. If you stop being a subscriber, for example, let's just say you were to cancel your membership for a month or two, you actually lose your gallery, right? So we are hosting your galleries in a private and secure environment. And obviously, if we had 1 million members who had 1,000 images each and they were no longer subscribers, that would be an enormous strain on our security and our privacy protocols, and also our servers and our storage facilities, you know, in the cloud, et cetera, et cetera. So we actually delete when somebody stops being a subscriber. So as you can see, this is taking a long time to load because it's my mega super mix, not just a normal super mix. So is there anything else that you want to know? If you want to actually make money with Positive Prime as an affiliate, yes, you must be a subscriber. So that's what activates you and that's what engages you in the program. It's almost like your permission level. And so if you are a paying active subscriber, then you can actually be an affiliate. And we're just going to abort out of here for a second. We're going to go over, oh, it just got started. That's too funny. Let's go down here to earn. And if you wanted to earn, you need to go click. Whoa. So the interesting thing about the referral analytics is because I'm the owner of Positive Prime and we do a lot of testing with my account, I have lots of different referrals. So I have to actually go and choose my actual referral code, which is brighter. And then I can go and see, you know what, I actually posted a particular affiliate link on my own wall inside Facebook and 6 people clicked it, and I can see that they did in the last 7 days. And I can see, so this is if you're doing some activity. You know, I also have an entire aspect to what I do at Positive Prime. So I am a professional leader like lots of our other professional leaders. Yes, of course, I created the certification program, but that doesn't mean that I didn't actually go through it myself to begin with. And so we have lots of coaches who can see what their clients are watching and how they're watching and if they are watching and so forth. So what else can I tell you? Anyone want to know? I would recommend, if you're new here, to click on Getting Started. That's a little video from me. And then here is actually a really powerful workshop. Yes, it's 2 hours long. Normally, people will actually pay $500 to come to a half-day workshop with me. And what actually happens for that $500 is I go through all the content that is in this particular video. And then they also get an annual subscription to Positive Prime, and they basically get my help in personalizing. And so if I was you, I would go and watch this video of the workshop and consider it something really rather extraordinary that you got to do instead of coming and spending half a day with me and spending $500. And then of course, we have a session on this particular page. And what the interesting thing is about this session is it teaches you all of the aspects of Positive Prime. So anything that you want to really know about Positive Prime is actually in this particular session on this page that you get to by getting started. And it's always available to you. So let me just go a little bit faster and get into it. And then I'll slow it down and I'll show you. So in this particular session, we actually do show you what it is that you need to know about how to make the most of positive prime. And when you are positively primed, you actually learn more. And we know that you learn more, by the way. We know that the science tells us that you're actually comprehending more and you're able to retain more and recall more easily. And so it's really important that anything that anyone is ever trying to teach is that they actually put that content inside a positive prime session, because then they will actually have their students learn more about positive prime, which is pretty interesting, or indeed any other subject. And so I would suggest that you definitely watch this positive prime session. Now, what I was also going to tell you is there is actually a free PDF guide here. So let me just open it up for you. And if you go through here, there are instructions and recommendations and tips and hints and so forth. So everything to support you on your journey is available to you very, very easily. Okay, good idea. And of course, you don't want to miss out on your bonuses. So go click on the bonuses. Some people don't get a chance to do that within their first week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but it's available to you no matter what. You go here, and this is a program that I created with my friend and colleague and collaborator, Patty Krummer. And it was 7 days of Think and Grow Rich for real people with real lives. So let's just say you want to go to day 1. I would highly recommend you go and do this program. It is actually extremely powerful. I have awesome feedback about this. The people who go through all 7 days do see remarkable changes in their lives within 12 months. And it seriously is, it's an amazing course and it's available to you. So you may as well take advantage of it. So what did we do to get there? We actually went and clicked on bonuses. And then we clicked on day 1 to claim the gift. And so you actually watch this particular video. Alrighty, so are there any questions? Let me go back. Okay. All right, so I'll tell you something super exciting. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to go to a page. I'm going to put a page into the chat, which is all about our scientific research. So let me just also go back here. That's been done thus far, and we've got a new research program actually occurring with a really fancy university in the next year. It's taken us nearly a year to find the right university to partner with to do research that involves EEGs, ECGs, heart rate variability, skin conductance, eye tracking, and so forth. Anyway, so in the meantime, you might want to go to this particular link, which is positiveprime.com/happiness. And what you can do is actually read the initial research statement. It tells you a little bit about positive prime. I cannot recommend this more highly enough, or more emphatically. This is one of the most awesome TED Talks ever. This is my friend and colleague, Sean Akel. I would definitely watch his TED Talk, and I would definitely watch what he says about positive prime. Okay. And he, of course, was the person I was involved with in doing this particular project. And if you want to go and have a look at all of the other parts of our formula, you can click return to view all elements from that particular page. And when you do that, guess what? You can go and you can access lots of other awesome resources. You know, for example, I would definitely go and find out a little bit more about the heliotropic effect, and I would click, right? There's a great interview that I did with Professor Kim Cameron. He's also an extraordinary human being. And so his TED Talk's fascinating. So you can go do that. And then, you know, click return to all elements and go back and see something else. Who else do I think is just absolutely extraordinary? Well, I would say Dr. Alia Crum. Anyway, the point is that there is so much here for you to go on a journey, deep diving, understanding more about how to really train your brain, how to manage your mind, how to be in the emotional vibration necessary for extraordinary goal achievement and healing and so forth. Anyway, so alrighty, so what do Positive Prime subscribers get that they pay for? Well, they get access to 100 plus sessions. So if you're not paying, no, you don't have access to those 100 plus sessions. If you were gifted one session, unless you're a paying subscriber, you can't personalize the actual Positive Prime experience. And personalizing, quite frankly, is where everything that's remarkable happens. And so you definitely, look, Valerie's saying absolutely, it's true. It is absolutely true. And of course, unless you're an annual member, you don't have access to those coaching pearls. And I've often said to people, do you know those coaching pearls? Let's just say you were to come to me. I'm going to get a calculator for you so that you can really see how we do this. So all of the coaches are all professional coaches. They're all at the top of their field. And Valerie, you love the coaches. The pearls are amazing. Okay, so let's just say you came to me for one coaching session, which is $300 an hour. The reality is 5 minutes is 1/20th of an hour, isn't it? Right? So 5 minutes is 1/20th of an hour. So 1 divided by 20 times $300 is about $15, right? So if there was only a very short coaching video from me and it was really valuable.
Way ahead of where I was.
Hang on 1 second. We will have Kate mute herself. There we go. Alrighty. So if you were to have a really decent, very generous, kind piece of advice that actually had the opportunity to change your life, would you be happy to pay $15 for it? I think that you would. I certainly would, right? To have an honest guidance. And so what we actually asked all these amazing people to do was to give us their very, very, very best piece of advice that they've ever been given themselves, that they've actually applied in their own life and that they actually share with their clients, right? And there's 365 of these coaching pearls. So if I was to actually add up 365 at $15, that's $5,475 worth of pure wisdom. And our annual membership is only $199. I think it's the best value ever. I mean, I really, truly do. Of course I do, because I created it. No, the actual coaching pearls are worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. If you went to any and all of these coaches and you spent the considerable amount of time with them and you were paying them to hear what it is that you're hearing through these videos, you know, it is phenomenal. On top of that, I was only explaining to someone just a little earlier that to me, a Positive Prime session is almost like an adjustment. And I'll give you a little bit of an example. So I go to a chiropractor. I've been doing so either once a week or twice a week or once every 2 weeks. And each time I go to the chiropractor, it costs me $60 for 15 minutes of an adjustment. And I know that my body needs it to come back into alignment. There are lots of forces. I won't get into all of it as to the reasons why. I've been very intensive about maintaining my program with the chiropractor. And every time I think, oh, guess what? I'm all better. I don't really need to go and see the chiropractor again. I leave it for a week or two. And then guess what? I start to experience physical pain, right? Something's not working in my body and I'm uncomfortable. And so guess what? I go back to the chiropractor, I get an adjustment and I'm perfect again. Woo! Now, you know, the funny thing is that it's very similar to Positive Prime. when I'm out of alignment mentally and emotionally, and when I'm uncomfortable because there's agitation in my life, anxiety or anger or frustration, or things aren't going my way, or I don't seem to be making progress on my goals, or there's disharmony in my relationships, I need a mental and emotional adjustment. And that's what Positive Prime is for me. Except, of course, I have access to as many 3, 5, 1 minute, 1 hour sessions as I like in any one 24-hour period. And it doesn't cost me $60 every single time I have an adjustment. And we are about to prove with scientific research in one of the finest institutions that we actually start phase 1 of this study in January, that a Positive Prime session is equally as beneficial to you as a chiropractic adjustment, right? We're actually going to show with great published scientific research what happens inside your brain to your brain waves, what happens to your heart rhythm variability and coherence, what actually happens to you physically, physiologically. We have tens of thousands of people whose lives have just slowly but surely, subtly been upgraded, and they are just so much happier with who they really are after a year or 2 or 3. So hang in there. Watch a lot more Positive Prime sessions. I promise you it's more beneficial than you can know. Yes, it's very sophisticated. Yes, our formula is extraordinarily complex. It seems so simple. You just sit there and watch this pretty slideshow, but it is very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. So I hope that helps. I drop in here every week, and I am available to answer questions. I would encourage you, you are worth it. You really are. You are worth it. You are worthy and deserving of having what it is that you want. And Positive Prime can help you to get there. It can support you. It can facilitate it. It actually is turning up the volume and accelerating the speed for anything that you want to manifest. So do yourself a favor, go through the resources that are available to you. I promise you, life will not be like you can even imagine it will be within 5 or 10 years' time. And I am living proof of that. I'm absolutely living proof of that. And so are my clients. And so are now hundreds and hundreds of our subscribers who've been with us for a long period of time, and so forth. All righty. So, I love this, Valerie. After 1 or 2 weeks of Positive Prime, a good friend of yours told you that you were absolutely radiating with joy. Yeah, wow. Carol, it's a great question. Can you repeat the 7-day bonus, or just go through it at one time? No, you can repeat it as many times as you like. You have access to it all the time as you're a subscriber. You actually just log in, go and have a look at bonuses, click on bonuses, and then actually go and access day 1 through 7. You have constant access to it. Great question. All righty. So I'll see you all here next week, shall I? Yay. Usually we're only 30 minutes. And this time I've gone just a little bit over. I hope it's been helpful. Mwah. Take care. Ciao.